We had a nice case study, and it was about Kennedy Gipon's baby mama speaking very loose, and I made it clear that is not the best for us to do. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so grateful. Thank you. You're welcome back. Instagram, thank you for coming back. Thank you, Facebook, for coming back. But let me talk about a quick trending issue. I saw Bishop Salifo, Archbishop Salifo Amako, and some other members who have made it possible to go and visit the nation prophet, Bishop, Prophet Dr. Owusu Bempah. Now, the reason why it's a video right now on Instagram. I don't know how many of you have seen it. I just want to say this to the rest of us, that today it might be that most of you, especially the boys who are with Bishop Salifo Amako, you've gone there to show your heart. Even when it was drizzling, I saw you people that the video was on the rain. God bless you for going to hold forth for. The other boys who are for Dr. Owusu Bempah, I want to caution you that what is happening is not what you are doing. This morning, I chanced on this particular explanation by our own lawyer, Lawyer Maurice Ampao. And I don't know, but I just want you to watch it before I come back to come and share my opinion. Very, very important.
So we are talking about the range, not less than 5 years imprisonment and up to maybe 10 years imprisonment. And that is that. But in my first place, my reservation, my comment is that I'm totally disgusted and annoyed with the Ghana police by the way they conducted themselves in the process of arresting Owusu Bempah. I think, sir, we all are in this country. We have what we call protocol. People, there are certain people in society, we don't arrest them. You make an invitation. You look at the Chief Justice. When a judge is sitting on a case in court, you dare not go and arrest the judge. You write to the Chief Justice, and then you seek permission to invite. The same way when it comes to members of parliament. When they are going to parliament, you dare not arrest them. You inform the speaker before. It must also apply to clergymen. These are men of some huge kind of influential. They are so influential. Now, you realize that Jesus Christ, when he was with the disciples, and then he was being attacked, Peter decided to defend Jesus Christ. The same way, in the church, when a man of God is a leader of the church, and is in the process of leading people, you go there and effect arrest. I'm surprised. I am so totally disappointed with the police. And who is behind this? Who is behind this? I'm not saying that Owusu Bempah is above the law, but there should be a process. There should be due process. There should be respect. Now, I'm also worried about the conduct of the judge today. If truly Owusu Bempah have been remanded, because we are all in this country when the Supreme Court, led by Justice Ojoche, warned every judge in this country that we don't want unnecessary refusal of bail, because every offense, including armed robbery, even murder, is bailable in this country. And then the Ojoche has warned that judges should stop remanding people who appear before them. You can only remand on reasonable grounds. Therefore, Owusu Bempah is known. Owusu Bempah could have been granted self-requestant bail. But what grounds did the judge decide to remand him and refuse bail? I'm totally worried. I am totally worried. And you see, this thing is sending kind of signal. And I think that IGP should be very, very worried. IGP should be very, very worried, because you see, when you start doing these things and then you cannot apply it to all, then you have yourself to blame. Because can you imagine if President Mama were to misconduct himself, or any of the political leaders decide to condemn the same manner? Will the IGP have the same courage? We are all where some of us are going to monitor any misconduct, criminal misconduct of any politician in the country. We call for their arrest, not invitation. Because we're in the country, we see politicians being even invited and they refuse to go. We've seen members of parliament who have invited and refuse to go. We see politicians who have been arrested several times at the police and they refuse to go, and nothing happens. So I'm worried that Owusu Bempah should be bailed immediately. I think that it is in the interest of this nation that Owusu Bempah is gathered behind, and I'm surprised. I'm surprised that the judge refusing a bail on what grounds. So I'm thinking that they must go to the High Court and get him bail. Because he's not a criminal, a hard criminal. After all, in law, what does the law say about an accused person? He's presumed to be innocent. So as he stands there, he's innocent of all the charges. And therefore, the offenses that he has been charged with are all bailable offenses. So why the remand? I'm calling on the Chief Justice to bring the judge in, to put the judge in order.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. I see you are really passionate about this.
Yeah, definitely. I'm worried. The signal is not good for us.
Okay.
We have an anchor that keep us so steadfast, and you are the billows roll. Oh, fasting through the rock, which cannot move, grounded firm and so deep in the Savior's love, will your anchor hold in the storms of life, when the clouds unfold their ways of strife, when the strong tide lifts and the clay stray, with your anchor drift off and remain. I say we have an anchor that keep us so steadfast and sure, while the billows roll, fasting through the rock, which cannot move, grounded firm and so deep in the Savior's love. I say, grounded firm and so deep in the Savior's love. Well, let me say a big thank you once again to Archbishop Salifu Amako and the team that went to visit Bishop Owusu Bempah. And I don't know, but I think this my thing is speaking. Well, I believe that once they went to visit him, it is to show who they are. It is to show that no matter who you think Bishop Owusu Bempah is, there is one thing about all of us. He's a man of God. He's not above the law. I see some video going around, people saying he preached one time and said if you have money, you'll be able to avoid government issues and avoid arrests. It was an idiomatic expression. Play the video and understand the message. If you know how to work well, protocol will receive you. I mean, when you have a church leader, it doesn't mean he can never go fault. No, there will be fault on him. But we should always think, for us who are Christians, the Bible says that if you touch the shepherd, you will scatter the flocks. Boys, Embrantia ne ma social media yeta Owusu Bempah or sofo. Mesremo ayaya entokwa nanado curse embwa menfe jimie enkan kwasiasem emrane se nensaka Dr. Owusu Bempah dedi abeye enyini fi pisi enyini fi remind ma okuse enka utim enye samri no bia ni bagye se asori pani ya che no ko nyame asori said ya Owusu Bempah ya na yo said yo na yo, it is the law court that will say he is wrong. Mesrao, I don't want to incite anything, but like the lawyer who has gone to law school said, he is a leader. And when you want to invite somebody, it's different from when you want to cause his arrest. We've not gone to law school, but we've heard what it means to invite. If a political party leader is needed, you don't go and arrest because you know it can cause mayhem. I don't think if there's an imam in the mosque, you will attempt to arrest an imam. You will invite because of courtesy. We will not teach the police what to do. We will not tell the IPGP to come and learn his. No, he knows how to do it. But let's be careful the way we are telling it politically. As for those of you who are happy that Owusu Bempah has been arrested, jubilate, be excited, jump. Even if Owusu Bempah goes to jail, the church of God will not collapse. He happened to obey him. Did the church of God collapse? They can put him before charge, jail him 15 years. The church of God will still stand. I beg to say these things. That some of us can stand on our pulpit and say, I'll collapse another person's church. I have said this and I'll repeat it again. Nobody can break the church of God. This thing Bishop Owusu Bempah is going through, Obinim went through the same thing. Somebody said he was going to kill me because I went to support Obinim. I reported that case to the CID, the cyber security. I've not heard anything. I mean, that is even bullshit in the first place. But I'm saying that yes, still got to say baby soon yaswa. Men cast a son so say so yenso. Bishop Salifu, Nyamin Shrao. And if it's no can be actually Bishop Owusu Bempah say, ne man do one di nechinu. Bebrene jimilodo oncho ombra book. Amanti asie. Ba enyesi. Enya asem se na se man kan kire wo. Yen kan sa wo nyansem. Nyansani nkan kire se man kan kire wo. Ba bia ye du sesia no. Ba bia mra ne nam se ye di mra ne bedu no. Ye bebo ye humodin se ye di mra ne bedu ho. Adentia se na be ya Bishop Owusu Bempah obenya ni bail. Na ye di asem ne chikrojen. Boni potting a police force in blanishing of weapon in public, all those things, whatever the crime is, every crime on earth has a way to solve it. Friends, it is not that Owusu Bempah is above the law. And you say, yeah, Bashaboni, yeah, agrada esa. Oh, please. The dance of agrada means nothing. Agrada jubilation means nothing. And nothing. It is normal that we go through such process. But we have an anchor that keeps us still, steadfast, sure. When things like this will blow, when circumstances will roll, we are fasting to the rock which cannot move. Forget about the political things about Owusu Bempah. God will use him to say what he wants to say. But in the dispensation we are in, stop the jubilation because you think he has been arrested and remanded. Stop the mockery. If you can't stop, continue. Dance, play music. Blessed are those who doesn't sit among mockers. We agree. Let's smile. If Owusu Bempah is not your friend, this is not the time you should become your friend. It is not the time. Think about the church of God. That if the servant of God will leave the flocks for some number of times, where he can intercede at dawn on their behalf, because he has been kept in the place. Listen to me very carefully. The church members, stop insult. Munjai jimienu. Enya hunam. Anya dianya. Ko biso binim. Sunsumu nyame se nipa ye. Enya ye. And to Canada, now I have video. Uti Italy, now I have video. Uti Germany, now I have video. Uti US, now I have video. Now they come to qua and another behu and stop the Jimiano. What's yasam? Also for penny or that's already a channel. Lay an account the account. Hey, we are not the same. You can be angry. We are all not the same. You're not pet. That the account. Yakano. Yakwati Yesu Christo picture Jason. When him said this is a place where when you go, it can be route. You just sent an invitation. When it's a refusal for invitation, somebody who was running church. Then Yakano. We are not telling anybody to know how to do their work, but we are reminding people say, no, look, nobody is above the law. We are equal before the law, but there are protocols. That is what is Article 71 people. We don't regard pastors. Must to animal. I dare you, Ghana. You seen that a mosque rating on before, even if it's located in the wrong place? I'm not comparing, but I'm saying that because we think that when we acquire, something that we should think. The Christian fraternity, some pastors are happy. You should be happy he has been arrested. Even when Owusu Bempah is killed, the church won't die because the church is not for Owusu Bempah. But remember, it's not equalization. I came to encourage the followers. This is time for you to go and kneel before the Lord. Speak to God. Tell God to bring sanity where it's needed. Tell God to be the judge. As for Agrada, leave her in the conversation. Agrada should not be your target. Agrada is too small to have a banter between herself and a spiritual person like Bishop Owusu Bempah. But things didn't go the way they are supposed to be. Bishop Owusu Bempah, I wish you well. And for those of you who says that every pastor that is arrested is sick, so all pastors in Ghana are sickless, we thank you. Let's bear Owusu Bempah in prayer. Bishop Owusu Bempah, let's bear him up in prayer. And remember, God will solve it the way it must be solved. I saw the IGP video on social media that the IGP was in traffic. And people were commending the IGP for being in traffic. And I said, this is wrong. The Inspector General of Police should not be in traffic. He should not be in traffic. He is not an ordinary person. So you are clapping your hands and see, even the IGP is in traffic. So it means, do you know what it means? It's risky to us. It is risky to other pedestrians. Other vehicles is very risky for the IGP's car to be in traffic with us. Anything that can happen because the IGP is always a target because he's the leader of the police. If he joins, it's like Nanado, His Excellency the President being in traffic. Do you know what it means? It's demeaning. And IGP, On the crap when you traffic. I'm not saying people should be, we are Kasabunti as you mean say Obi Nam Kwanchen. But me see, the IGP has right to use a motorcade and move straight to wherever he's going to. He has the power for clearance as the Inspector General of Police. So commending him and clapping your hands, what does it mean? And media say every IGP that comes, they have a mandate, and just like IGP. Careful that we don't bring. When he came, the go of Owusu Bempah. Let's not jubilate. Don't be excited. Man, yachine. It will not help you. God bless you. God bless you. The church of God will forever stand tall. Nyamia sorry. Obuakra. Ebejina. Nyamia sorry bejina. The church of God can never. That's why I told you. We have an anchor that keeps us still. Steadfast. Sure. Even when the billows roll. They shouldn't have happened under the leadership of President Nana Addo. No, I mean, it doesn't matter. If Bempah played the biggest role, my brother, and they believe that he has gone beyond the law, protocol should be able to arrest Bempah. Whatever happened that we are yet to know. And I was expecting that the church camera will pick up footages. My final statement is that every church in Ghana invest money in CCTV camera so you can have footages. There are some things that they are not spiritual, they are physical. Because if you cause an arrest on Sunday, when members are in church, you can have a counter force. May the Lord be with you as you use wisdom to think about what we are going to discuss. A lot has happened. Oh my God.